Welcome, everybody. Yeah, your old boy MCF back at it here, huh? Got some very interesting news, info, and updates today to discuss. And hey, it's gonna be a quickie. But as you can see right on your screen, breaking news in Dallas Cowboy country: Cowboys make a trade for wide receiver George Pickens of the formerly Pittsburgh Steelers, the new number 14. For our Dallas Cowboys now, our number 2 receiver here next to CeeDee Lamb. Let's talk about it here in a quickie. Early morning, breaking news. MCF, my Cowboys family, let's do this. I'm here with you. And we're going to discuss this thing. Now, big shout outs. I know I still haven't fixed the board, but big shout outs to all the new winners here. And you know you are. Marco Seppian, sponsor of the week. He's also stream boss, but we got Skeptical taking over the gifting board, and we have Cat 52 taking over the stream boss. The Cash App King. So big shout outs to you guys, and we've done the boards. Of course, it's reset. I'm not going to go through it this morning, because we are talking about it's a special stream. There ain't no regular late night my Cowboys family stream. But shout outs to Mr. A. Lavelle back in the silver level. Shout outs to the wife, MCW, and the Navy Blue crew, as well as Gerald Swain. Thank you guys. Big shout out to also Darren Posey, Tony Wimbish. Hell yeah, in the Navy Blue crew, both of you. And don't forget Ozzy, who I think is going to be in first place for this new month. But again, I haven't even updated the board. This will be our next live stream with the wife and the whole thing. We'll talk more about this. Welcome in, everybody. I see all the people watching. I see Mr. Don Oliver and Ray P. and many more. I'm sure will be watching this or coming in later. Either way, it's not important in the sense of, views and likes. I care about talking about this deal that just went down for our Dallas Cowboys. So let's get right to it here. Again, hit the like if you'd like. Hit the subscribe, of course, and hit the notification bell. But let me know what you guys think about this deal. I'm gonna give you the good, bad, and ugly on this here, my thoughts. And next time we go live on My Cowboys Family, we'll discuss it in more detail. Now, let me just tell you what happened, guys. First and foremost, Dallas Cowboys pulled the trigger on a trade for a receiver number 2. We knew before the draft, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones said there was a possibility for a couple of big deals going down. We figured running back, receiver. We got 2 running backs in the draft, Jaden Blue being the main guy there, and no receivers. So that was a big issue there. We had people undrafted. Everyone's hyping them up except for me. And I'm just trying to be realistic. And I'm sorry, guys. I need more than just the same old Jerry Jones bullshit. I need more than the Jerry Jones, how do we say, AKA clown show. Yeah, I need more than that shit. So I said in the last stream, you can check it. Some options for the Cowboys at receiver. We thought that Amari Cooper was on the short list. I liked a couple of guys, and to me, George Pickens was one of the guys on the top of my list. I know I talked about the Tyreek Hill and a couple other guys. Just cost too much. Well, did George Pickens cost too much? And what's the situation? We're going to talk about that much more, I'm sure, in detail tonight. Next time we go live, which may be tonight or the next couple of days. So get ready for that. But I'm going to talk about what I know now here and give you my full thoughts. So first and foremost, let's talk about the facts and what happened here. Did the clown show do something good? We got George Pickens. He's our number 2 now in Big D, behind number 88, CeeDee Lamb, the star number 1 receiver for our Cowboys. Cowboys finalizing. Listen, deal is not run through the NFL offices, but it's done, guys. We got George Pickens, our new number 2, definitely a number 2 receiver. He wanted to be a number 1. There's been some issues with some of his ego, but let's talk about the facts. Cowboys finalized this blockbuster trade to acquire George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it's a great deal for the Cowboys as far as bringing this guy in. We have some attitude problems, but I think that's fixable. We shall see. Now, in this trade, the Cowboys do get George Pickens, who I believe is a first-round pick. Something, let me know if he's not a first-round pick or not, but I think he is a first-round pick. And him being a first-round pick means that we got a 5th-year option. He's in his 4th year now. He was drafted, I think, let me see here. He was drafted in the 2nd round in 2022 by the Steelers. He's 24 years old. But that means he played in 22, 23, 24, and now we're in 25. This is the last year of his contract. So the Cowboys are giving away a What do we give away for a guy who's basically a 1-year rental, and he's going to want big money next year? So the Cowboys, we gave away a third-round pick, a future third-round pick, and I'm assuming 2026, a third-round pick, and a sixth-round pick. Now, scratch the sixth-round pick. I don't really care about that one. Third-round pick's a big one. So, third-round pick for George Pickens for one season is what it's coming down to. Now, why I'm not mentioning the sixth-round pick as much? Well, the sixth-round pick, we're giving that away. We're getting the Steelers' seventh-round pick. That's a wash. So, yeah, we get the late sixth round. We're giving away a late sixth-rounder. They're giving away an earlier or mid-range, seventh rounder. It's basically the same thing. We go back, 20 spots? Who gives a fuck? So I don't care about that part of the deal. It's more about the third-round pick. Is it worth a third-round pick for George Pickens for one season? Now you're seeing there, Trent, much love there. He said, again, his numbers, he's a physically superior guy. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. He's 24 years old, entering the last year of his contract, a contract year for him. So again, this transaction has been confirmed by the Star Telegram. It's a done deal. It just hasn't been 100% officially been through the NFL waiver. The NFL transaction wire. That'll be later today before 4 p.m. Eastern. So keep that in mind. So Pickens, again, 24 years old, is a second-round pick of the Steelers in 2022 and has accounted for 2,841 yards receiving and 12 touchdowns over 174 receptions in his 3 years in Pittsburgh. So he's been pretty dominant there, although coming on more later on in his career, I would say, although had a great second year. And then again, he joins a wide receiver room who's, again, in desperate need of a number 2. We got CeeDee Lamb. He's our number 1. We lost Brandon Cooks, which is number 2. And he went in free agency. And again, the Cowboys didn't use any of our 9 draft picks on a receiver. All we did was get a couple of undrafted guys. So now we got CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is our number 1. George Pickens our number 2 for 1 year. And Jalen Tolbert our number 3 right now as it sits, with Kevontae Turpin as our number 4 specialist and a couple other guys behind them, some younger guys there, Jalen Brooks, and a couple others. Anyways, so what's this thing going to look like here? Because we're going to have George Pickens out there, and we're also going to have CeeDee Lamb in the mix. So CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, when you look at the numbers that they put up, guys, since George Pickens came into the NFL, all 3 years by the Steelers, when you add their numbers together, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are number 2 on most yardage in the NFL as a duo. Total receiving yards by a team's top 2 wide receivers since 2022. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle from the Miami Dolphins, 7,582 yards. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, 7,143 yards. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith for the Eagles, 7,100 yards. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins from the Bengals, 6,500 yards, and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin from the Bucs, 6,006 yards. So I just want to say real quick that great that we got, again, when you look at this season coming up, all right, this is a good, powerful offense now. We got a receiver that's a real deal. Was it, and I'm asking the fans here, you can vote on this as well. Was this a good deal? Do you like this deal the Cowboys made? I like the player, like on physicality and ability. I'm not crazy about giving up a third rounder for him for 1 year. Now, you might say, well, we can sign him next year. Guys, he's going to want $20 million plus. I don't think the Cowboys are doing that unless they're ready to somehow move on from CeeDee Lamb in the near future. I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think so. So, in my humble opinion, I do think that the Cowboys are in a situation where they are looking to give the fans something to cheer about here for year 1, this 1 year of both of these guys. Now, just to put this in context, in 2019, and 2019 we had Michael Gallup. He had 66 catches on 113 targets for 1,107 yards and 6 touchdowns. And he was our clear number 2 for Dak Prescott. George Pickens, is to me a much more talented, athletic version of Michael Gallup, of that same type of player that can connect with so you can pull easy to me, and especially in a 17-game season, you're going to get over 1,000 yards from CeeDee Lamb. You should definitely pull with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and the quote-unquote revamped offensive line. some running backs and some young running backs, some Javonte Williams in there. We should be able to pull another 1,000 yards from George Pickens. If we could get it from Michael Gallup, it's our number 2. We can get it from George Pickens, number 2. At least for this 1 year, we can get. At least we can be happy about that. Now, there's no reason why the football side of things. We're going to explain this more maybe in the next big stream we do here late night. But early morning breaking news. I'm not going to go into details of it, but there is no reason to expect that the football side of things will not work for our Cowboys. What about the other stuff? And that's the stuff we're going to see, because that's where the issues lie with him. With George Pickens is more his attitude on things, guys. And yes, unfortunately, George Pickens has some attitude issues. When I say that, I mean like getting along with teammates, wanting the ball more. Now he's going to really want the ball when CeeDee Lamb's our number 1. So what's the deal here, right? What does this mean? And again, it is a huge deal, blockbuster deal, in my opinion. But again, the guy, George Pickens, is supposedly a big negative person in the locker room. So even with the negativity, though, he's still a better player than Tolbert. But that's not why a 24-year-old wide receiver with his ability in George Pickens, that is why he is, that's not why he's available, because he's just better than Tolbert. You know what I mean? He's available because he got some other issues that he's, when it comes to team play, teammate, which bothers me a little bit, because the Cowboys were all talking about they want leaders, and then they get George Pickens in there. Interesting, right? So if you look at, for a comparison, we lost Jordan Lewis, a slot cornerback, nickel corner. He's the one that basically blanketed when he covered number 14 for the Steelers. George Pickens took him out of the game completely. So great job by Jordan Lewis in doing his thing. Again, now you guys tell me what you think about this deal. I'll look in the chat here. I see Raymond Solis, Trent M, Tokyo, saying Jerry finally woke up. House Nelson. So I feel like we give a damn. Yeah, still a little. Look, I like that we got this player in for this year. But guys, what do you think about a 1 year? You're getting a guy for 1 year, where basically, and I'm taking out the 6th rounder. We got a 7th rounder. Call it a wash. We're giving up a 3rd rounder for a 1 year George Pickens. What do you guys think about it? That's what it's about. 3rd round pick of 2026 for George Pickens for 1 year. That's the deal. I am a no on the list of the names there of people of the votes. I am a no right now. And I'm being honest, because I don't think it's worth it for 1 year to have this. Now, am I glad we made the deal for a guy who's going to help this offense this year? Fuck yeah. Are we going to sign 2 guys for over $20 million at receiver and Micah Parsons? Hell no. It's a 1 year deal. And listen, I'm going to be honest. Pickens wants to be a number 1 receiver. So he'll be a number 2, I think. I don't think that number 1, the issue in the locker room in Pittsburgh, I don't think that's going to be as big of a deal in Dallas, because CD is number 1 by far. But he's going to make his if he gets 1,000 yards as a number 2, he's going to be a number 1 somewhere else. So we'll see what happens. Now, I see House Nelson, James Hurst said a 3rd pick for Pickens is a steal. They got to sign him. Remember, Pickens doesn't have a good job, good quarterback in Pittsburgh. Well, I agree with all those things you're saying, James Hurst. He might have a great year, but my issue is a 3rd round pick is a steal for Pickens for 4 or 5 years. Hell yeah, I'm down with that. But for 1 year, I'm a little bit shaky on it. Trent M said a better version of Gallup. I agree 1,000% on him. Better hands too, much better hands. I mean, athletic, big, young. He can do it all. And then we got CeeDee Lamb on the other side and a better quarterback than Pittsburgh, right? So agree on you guys on that. But for 1 year, a 3rd round pick. That's what I'm saying. I was listening to Hot Time Turn Day, Ash. No, I was up doing some after dark stuff. Got to do a couple things this morning as well. But I said, I have like 20 minutes. Let me try to get some NFL news in here, some Cowboy news that's actually important for once for our Cowboys. This, even though I might not be a fan of it, this is actually the biggest news of the season, of the offseason for the Cowboys, right here, right now. So just being real. So then after the fact that he's in 2022 was his rookie year, all we can do next year is exactly what I'm seeing some of you guys saying here. No, I'm just saying here that so Trent M said the right environment will pull him into line, group influence, and I agree with Trent on that for this year. I do agree. James Hurst said Pickens a game breaker, can take a post 70 yards. 100% agree. He's a great player. No question. And then Savon Ravel for 1 year is a no, so unless a Super Bowl. Well, I mean, I guess it's a third rounder, right? Exactly. Uh, I hear you saying on that, but are we going to always pick an injured player in the third round? 808 Cowboys saying something we could do. We can tag him for 2 years straight and then extend him. But again, here's what I'm going to ask you: tagging him for 2 years, 6 years in the league. Then now in the seventh year, we're going to pay him top receiver money? Hell no. And let me just say one more thing: tagging a receiver is going to be over $20 million. So again, 808 Cowboy, I hear you. We're not going to let him go. Then what's the plan? We're going to let go of CD? We're not. We're going to pay two receivers $20 million each. I'm just asking. Because when again, if we were to do that and get our balls on the table and do it, I'm like, oh, I'm good with that. But I don't trust these guys. The sound show. So that's my fear right there. 808 Cowboy. James said the Bengals can sign Burrow and Higgins. Chase can sign Cowboy. Yeah, we got Dak, CD, Micah coming. Now we're gonna sign another guy. I'm just saying, it's just like it's like Pickens in the mix. A lot of pieces here, a lot of money to spend on these guys. Jim Hunter said Dak starts to throw contested passes. Don't be scared. 808 Cowboy said Dix is gone next year, but we need to replace him. I know he's hitting the cap, but it's not killing us. He's gonna get a lot of dead money on us, though. Austin said the offseason is the best we've had in a long time. It's better than the usual, but it's still to me almost very similar, and I'm not buying it until I see it on the field. You know what I mean, guys? Um, Tokyo said this will free up CD a ton. I do agree for this year. It will help the whole team. The offense, Dak, Schottenheimer, Pickens, CD, everybody will be helped. Delonte Turpin, Tolbert, everyone will be helped. Burr said if Dak puts it up, Pickens is super athletic. He is going to grab it up there. He's kind of like a more athletic version of Michael Gallup. He high points the ball fantastically. Risky move, says Karam Mwani. He said, risky move, see how it works out. It's risky not because of the gameplay and not even because of his attitude. Because this team, he knows what he's here, 1 year deal to boost himself to be a $25 million receiver next year, a number one on another team. That's what he's here for, on his mind. Nelson said we need to hire the Eagles salary cap. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Howie Roseman is the man. Let me be honest. I hate the Eagles. Fuck Philly, but he's the reason why they're winning. They won 2 Super Bowls in 7 years. So we'll see what happens, James, here about that. But let me look here, and I'm just trying to make sure. This mean we're all in, Jerry Jones. Um, but I'm just going to look at this real quick here, guys. Again, a good player with risky attitude and rough around the edges, so to speak. But to me, it's more about what's the next step going forward. So that's my thing there. So again, we know the compensation. The third round, the sixth and seventh, no big deal. We're giving a sixth up. We're getting a seventh back. Same deal for me. It's about that third round pick for 1 year. Now, Savon Ravel might not be playing much of this year, but he might be a top corner for the next 5 years. That's a worthy third round pick, then, right? We can give it away. We can third round pick for 1 year, George Pickens, or we're going to extend Pickens and then pay CeeDee Lamb and Pickens over $20 million a year on both these guys. We're paying CeeDee Lamb $30 million a year, 35, so or 30, whatever, 33, 34. Pickens is going to be asking for 25 to 30. Yeah. Right now, our offense, Dak Prescott, running back, Javonte Williams, and Jaden Blue, in my opinion, with Hunter Lipke as our fullback. Our receivers, great. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jalen Tolbert, tight ends. Jake Ferguson. We got a slew of tight ends to help them there. Schoonmaker and others. Our offensive line, very young. Cooper Beebe at center. Tyler Smith, the dominator at left guard. Rookie Tyler Booker at right guard. Second year, must improve Tyler Guyton left tackle. And I still think must improve right tackle Terrence Steele. That is our offense, which I believe has become much better in 2025. And our defense, we can play like we, under Eberflus. We have a chance. We should make the playoffs. I think we have a playoff ability now with Pickens. Is that worth it, though? To be bounced in the first round or second round, give away a third round pick. We'll see what happens. But I want to know if, again, just to clarify, he's in his final year of his rookie deal. So this is a try before you buy, long-term deal, and also for Pickens, it's say, hey, I get to be shining as a number 2. Maybe I get more money and be a number 1 somewhere else. So We'll see what happens. If is that worth a third round pick? That's what the poll question is. Yes or no? So again, to me, the first thing that I got to think about is always what are we going to do with his contract, which is expiring at the end of this year, at the end of 2026, at the end of the 2025-26 season. So at the end of this season, Pittsburgh felt it was headed towards a crossroads with Pickens on a new deal. So will Pickens hold those same feelings in Dallas? I don't see why he wouldn't. Now, again, a lot of people are like saying, "Oh, we're being, maybe I'm being too am I being too pessimistic?" He's a great talent. He has issues from playing on a shitty team, shitty offense, shitty quarterback. I hear you. And if he plays with a better offense, a better team, a better quarterback, he'll tone down his attitude issues. He fits the opposite side of CD very well, of CD Lamb very well. So my question is, yes, that may be, some of the issue, the quarterback issue, the offense, but people that live in Pennsylvania that know what's going on, that are reporters that know what's going on with George Pickens behind the scenes, telling everybody that's not the issue. The issue is the attitude, is team, kind of like leadership and teammate ability. That's the issue. That's the issue, is what I'm hearing. So again, we talked about culture, leadership, Schottenheimer, culture, leadership. And then in the end, you're seeing it's talent what matters most in the end, the reality. The infusion, a talented receiver, wild card with the attitude, but there's definite talent for this year. And again, the official pick will be finalized in a couple of hours before 4 p.m. Let's put it that way. But again, it's not a trade you think it's a 1-year deal for, but you're getting a 1-year trial, and then you got to sign this guy for $25 million, possibly more. If a long-term deal does come, then what happens with Micah Parsons? He gets signed this year, probably not. And remember, one little note here: Pickens is represented by his agent, David Mulgeta, who represented DeMarcus Lawrence, but more importantly, also represents Micah Parsons as well. So Micah Parsons and Pickens both represented by the same agent. What's going to happen there? It sounds like it's more of a culture issue more than anything from the Pittsburgh side of things. So I don't know, guys. Can you imagine if the Cowboys give George Pickens a deal before Micah Parsons? I don't know. It just seems a little disrespectful for your own players. Almost. If we give George Pickens a deal and he hasn't played a snap in a fucking Cowboys helmet, and Micah Parsons is giving everything to this Cowboy team, I'm not saying we should sign him or not sign him. I'm just saying that's how you make enemies. I don't know. A lot of people would say they're also doubting it's a good fit for the Cowboys. Basically saying the Cowboys with Dak needs an early separator, not a jump ball guy. And in a way, Pickens could be a very frustrating number 2 receiver. You know what I'm saying? And again, jumping up for the ball, one-handing it, sticky hands. He's an acrobatic, athletic receiver, but he's not a separator. So Dak's going to have to throw it up and hope that he snatches it out of the air. You know what I mean, guys? So we'll see what happens. Again, same contract, same agents. Jerry Jones maybe going to knock out 2 deals at one. I don't know, guys. But, right now there's no deal that has been negotiated pre-trade here. Sometimes there's a trade and you see, the Cowboys decided to, make a deal before the trade with George Pickens, and then he gets traded and he gets an added 4 years or something like that. No deal in the works as of yet, which is obviously could be an issue, right? So anyways, I just wanted to break this news to you guys. If you're watching this now, give it a like, but make sure you subscribe to this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Hit the, follow us on Discord and all that good stuff. And we'll talk more about this next time the wife and I hit these airwaves. But I do think it is getting a deal not negotiated already from the Steelers shows me that the Cowboys, even though they want to win now and all this stuff, the Cowboys are giving up a lot of the future, especially as a third rounder in my viewpoint. And I don't know. I still think that there'll be a time for the Cowboys to maybe talk some dollars and cents with this receiver. But I just think that fitting the mold is good, but breaking it is not. And that's what I hope is not going to happen with this. Let me look at the chat here and see what you guys are saying. I appreciate everybody. Now, I do have a little, I guess you could say, goal set up if you guys wanted to do that. But uh, leave your thoughts. We're gonna probably jump out of here in a moment. I just want to do a quickie video and make sure you give you guys the update on the latest trade. Cowboys breaking news: trade for George Pickens, from the wide receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers, swapping a sixth and a seventh rounder, and then swapping. We give up a sixth, we get a seventh from Pittsburgh, and we give up a third round pick, and we get George Pickens for 1 year. So let me see here. Uh, A risky move, says Karam. House says we need the hire the Eagles guy. Meatball Ron says, "Yo, I keep rolling, Meatball Ron. I shouldn't be, but I had to break this news. Biggest news of the offseason, I'd say, for the Cowboys. Bigger than the draft, bigger than any offseason signings. This trade right here. Even though I'm excited because it's a big deal, I'm gonna be honest. No third round pick you're giving up for a 1 year George Pickens, unless we sign him long term. Now you're looking at CeeDee Lamb, $35 million a year. Dak, $60 million a year. Micah, $40 million a year. If we sign him, assuming we sign him, and then we're gonna have George Pickens for $25 million a year. I don't know. Make it make sense. What's up, Q Ball? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. 808 says either way we ain't losing much if we get a third round comp back. Yeah, we have to get around. I gotta think who we're gonna lose. Who do we lose that gets a third round comp back for us this year? Not Brandon Cooks. So I'm not sure. James Hurst said, no. Karam says, show me Scotty. And I agree. James Hurst said, ain't all top receiver diva attitude. That's a little scary. 808 said, remember now, if Pickens does sign somewhere else, big money. Right. So I guess that's true. That's a good point. I'll give you that. If he has a good year with us and we don't sign him, he's too expensive. He goes somewhere else. I gets $25 million and we get a third round comp pick. So we lose a 2026 third rounder. Hopefully we do well. It's a late third rounder. And we gained 10 picks later. We gained a 2027 third rounder. So we get two 2027 picks is what it looks like it will happen. Or I guess 227, 220. No, I'm saying no, 26. Okay, yeah. We'll get a 2026 third round comp pick back. Basically, we're going back 10 spots for 1 year. I guess now that takes it that's a great point there, 808 Cowboy. I do like that breakdown, and that is kind of what figures in. Now, if he does bad, then it's a bad deal. If he does well with us, we go back 10 spots in the draft for a year of George Pickens on a second year salary, guys. I'm sorry, a second round pick salary. That's why I'm learning this as I'm going here, and I appreciate you guys dropping some knowledge. Big shout out to 808 Cowboy. Thank you for that. I like Pickens' athletic ability. I'm not a crazy person about his antics. I'm not crazy about his antics or his attitude. But he has that. He does have that dog in him, House Nelson. I agree. Go Cowboys, says Child. He likes it. James here says the receivers are the hardest position to do mentally. You run 50 routes and maybe 3 to 5 of them counts your way. I think I'm almost down with the, again, to me it comes down if we do well and he makes a difference, more than worth the pick. That means we should get a third or fourth round pick at the worst, but at least a third. I think a third round pick is if he does great, we get a third round pick back. If he does very good, we get a third or fourth back. Either way, I would take going back around or going back 10 spots for 1 year George Pickens. So I take that, but I would not take a fifth rounder back for him. That would be a loss. I wouldn't go past a fourth rounder. So it's worth the risk, is what I'm saying. And it is the biggest move for sure of the offseason for the Cowboys. And yeah, I hear him right there. Meatball Ron says clown show making moves, a little bit clowny, but if he plays well, it could work out for the Cowboys. Anyway, said Chance Over was the third round pick, and he's the third receiver. It's a crapshoot. So yeah, culture change definitely was happening. Supposedly, nope, boom. No culture change now. Not with George Pickens. Uh, Good morning, Lost in Translation podcast. I 100% agree with 808 Cowboy that if he does have a ball out season, he gets 1,100 yards. We should get a third round. We go back 10 spots in 2026. That'd be worth it. Fourth rounder, it's like a break. It's like we break even. Fifth rounder, we lose. So yeah, I'm with you right there. I agree with Meatball. He's a good addition with Dak, with CD, with Ferguson, with hopefully an offensive line that can hold it together. We'll see about the running game. And hey, if we get that, we got a high powered. Like I said, we got a high powered offense and a pretty damn good defense. I just cornerback, I'm still worried. But we got receiver now. No more. Listen, I will say this: receiver off the board. We're good. No more need for receiver. I say we still need a cornerback for the season to start. I'm not trusting rookies and hurt guys. But we'll be back, my wife and I, a couple nights to talk about all of this stuff and more with you guys on the late night tip, not the early morning stuff here. But yeah, that third, it's a big. Everything relies on if he doesn't have a great year with the Cowboys, we could possibly just move back 10 spots or so in the draft next year. That's a great pickup for the Cowboys. If he has an average year, we move back 3 rounds or 2 rounds. That's not a good pick for the Cowboys. And then again, if we sign him, will we sign CeeDee Lamb for 35? Of course, him for 25, Micah for 40, Dak for 60. I don't think that's happening. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Lost in Translation. We had 4 or 5 streams at the end of April for the draft, so check those out if you missed them. I'm out of here. Miss you guys as well. My wife and I will be back in full effect to talk about this trade and more, maybe tonight, maybe in the near future. Look out for LMCF and MCW for everything here, Dallas Cowboys. Thank you all. Let me know what you think about this trade. It's a big one for the Cowboys, but is it worth it for a third round pick? Please vote. I'm going to actually close the voting and see what you guys said, so I can get the full gist of the 25, 30 people we have chilling listening to little MCF in the morning. You know what I mean? Well, early morning MCF. Some breaking news for our Dallas Cowboys. You know it. Now all off season has been bullshit little crap moves. I'm tired of reporting for this team and giving the bullshit information. But when shit's real, then I will fucking go live and break it down as much as I can. So guys, thank you for helping me out. Shout out to everybody in there. I know we're gonna have the leaderboard set up next time we go live. We're gonna have the new winners and leaders on the board. Thanks again, guys. Can't I do this without all you guys? Leave your comments and thoughts down below. Let me try to end this. It looks like we have 46 votes. If I end this poll right now, which I just did, almost 50 votes, you see it right there. 84% said it's a good deal. 15% said no. I said no, but I will admit this. I got to give a huge credit to 808 Cowboy. I'm on board. I am on board. If he does well, he will be a great investment for our third round comp pick that we would get returned. We'd only go back 10 spots in the draft. That's worth a cheap George Pickens. You feel me? What, a $5 million George Pickens? Worth it. We'll talk about his money. We'll talk about the consequences. But yes, if he does bad, it's not a great pick. If he does really good, it's a wash. If he does great, then we got a great year and we go back 10 spots in the draft. That's really worth it. So those are the 3 kind of ifs with George Pickens. Initially, I said no, but I will say it's worth the risk. So fuck it. Let's go for it, guys. Thank you all for rocking with me here. House Nelson thinks letting McCarthy go was the best move of the offseason. We did it 2 years too late, though. Let's be real, right, House Nelson? Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all. Mark, he's repping that stream boss 100 points, but it says, John Luna, but it's Marco Seppian is a sponsor of the new quarter. And Skeptical Fan is running the gifting board, even though it was John Luna. He'll be running the gifting board. And don't forget, even though the leader was Skeptical Fan, he's the gifting board champion right now, even though it's not showing. The takeover in the Cash App, the baton was passed from Skeptical Fan to, not Daniel Barry, but to Cat 52. That's the wrong name. Cat 52 is the new leader on the Cash App board. Shout out to Cat 52 on that side as well. Thank you all for rocking with me here. Leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about this huge blockbuster trade. A new number 2. We're set at round offense. Number 2 receiver set. We're good to go. So let's work in that cornerback, and then let's go into the 2025 season as fully loaded as we can. As I guess you could say, we'll call it the clown show all in. All in is a little more than just George Pickens, but we'll take it. We'll take what we can get. Thank you guys for rocking here. Appreciate your votes, your comments, your thoughts. And join us here soon for another one here on MCF, My Cowboys Family, with myself, the wife, and you guys with kicking around some info, thoughts, and more here on My Cowboys Family. We'll be back soon with this information and more. I got a little bit more to tell you guys, some rookie numbers, the rookie mini camp. It's going okay. It's going as usual. You know, we'll put up some videos. Keep watching some shorts. We'll be back with a live stream soon about all these this trade, and all the new information, news, info, and updates from our Dallas Cowboys. Thank you all, guys, and as always, thank you guys in the chat. Thank you guys that have dropped the love throughout our time here. Almost 9 full years on YouTube here. You know how we do this. Is that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything. And like I said, 9 full years almost on YouTube here on My Cowboys Family with the wife and you guys, the family. No matter what, good, bad, or ugly, we're always repping that star over everything. And here on My Cowboys Family, never forget, as always, Cowboys. We'll see you soon. Dropping out, clocking out. We see you back here on a live stream shortly. Next couple of days or so. Peace out. Much love. Oh, yeah. Before we can drop out for the night, as the wife always says, if we can drop out for this breaking news segment, we got to say, we got to drop that beat. Hell yeah. And George Pickens officially a Dallas Cowboy here, giving up a 3rd and a 6th for George Pickens and a 7th. A 1-year rental. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Let us know. Leave your comments down below, but maybe initially not worth it like I thought, but in this stream I said, no, maybe he is worth it. He can pull out if he can pull out a good season or great season, 1,100 yards like we have with Gallup, we're getting a 3rd round comp back. We're going back 10 spots. It's worth it. If he doesn't, it might not be worth it. You tell me. Outside of that, peace out from me. Enjoy. Let me know this breaking news. Cowboys trading for wide receiver George Pickens from the Steelers for a 3rd and a 6th, getting back Pickens in a 7th. A great number 2. He is a great number 2 alongside CeeDee Lamb in this offense. We'll see what they're going to do with it. But here on this channel, here in MCF, it's about that navy blue, that silver too, and that star always over everything. Never forget the number one thing right here on My Cowboys Family. You guys representing it. Hit that like button if you're watching this now. I know we're on the replay. Make sure you hit that notification bell to all videos. Sub it up. Hit that the notification bell, but also don't forget to follow us on Twitter, X, Discord. Again, leave your comments down below if you're watching us in the replay. And as always, guys, much love to all you guys. Stay safe. Peace out. And never forget, Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.